So I think one thing we can acknowledge is going into next season, we need a little bit more depth. So welcome to this episode of Build a Nation. In this episode we are going to be looking at the scouting and the stuff that we've been doing on that side of the game before we do move into today's live com. If you are new here, please make sure you do go down, hit that subscribe button so you do not miss any more content going forward. It's very much appreciated that you and the returning viewers are here to watch this series. And if you are enjoying the series and watch all of my content and want to contribute to the channel a little bit, there is links in the description to buy me a coffee and Patreon. You can either do them one-off or a monthly subscription. And people who do donate through there, you will get regions named after you as a thank you within this series. So I made some notes and then I've put my microphone on top of the notes, so give me a second. Ah yes, we have a new under-19 manager assigned. So if we go to the staff, if we go to the development centre and we go to under-19 staff, we are full of people now. So we have an under-19 manager who is this one here, Asbjørn Jernvelt, and he's okay. He's not bad. He comes in, he was the coach for Ålgård, one of the local sides, so he's decided to travel down and be our new under-19 manager. We paid him £160 a week, and let's just say we are in August and we've only now just got an under-19 manager. So that lets you know the challenges I had just finding someone who we could afford who wanted the job. So it was a bit of a struggle, but we've got there in the end, and that's the positive thing, because it does take a bit of stress off our captain Chris, who was also an under-19 coach, taking all of the matches, doing everything, as well as trying to play for the first team. Now, the reason we were struggling to find someone who we could afford is we are leaking money. We are at minus 166,000 now, and we desperately need money coming in, and it's been a struggle to try to balance the books, to be honest with you, because there's pretty much nothing we can do. Our income last month, we had 5,000 krona on other, £5,000, sorry, not krona, TV revenue of £4,000, and then grants of 2,500 and gate receipts of 2,000. So gate receipts of 2,000 in a month doesn't quite cover the expenditure of 45,000 on players' wages and 55 on staff. So let's again all say thank you to the staff who were milking us dry. I can almost justify the players' wages. The staff wages, a little bit too high. So let's move on to the scouting side of things, and let me just show you what scouting we've been doing, because we have made a new signing who we will look at and discuss that. I found him using my scouting tips. So I do it through Recruitment Focus, and I have currently 2 going on. Now we are at capacity, and that does mean it's taking a little bit longer. What I found is my scout is rotating. So he will do this free youth talent for a while, then he drops down, does this low league one. So this one filled up for a bit, then it's gone completely empty. This one was completely empty, now this one filled up for a bit. So we're currently looking for free youth talent, any position, 3-star potential minimum, ongoing, 15 to 21 years old in Norway. And we have Øyvind Larsen doing the scouting. And the further detail is that they have to have an expired contract. And we have been finding a few decent, talented people. So, for example, this guy here, playing in the 4th tier. We are keeping an eye on him. He's not scoring many goals, but I do think he is playing central mid for them. But this is an option to bring in for next season. I think he looks a very talented player, playing over in Oslo, so we do need him to transfer across the country to come to us. And we are doing a low league scouting, which is, again, anywhere minimum current ability of 2-star, minimum potential ability of 3.5. So we are looking for slightly better players at that point. And no extra details. So we're just looking for between the age of 15 and 26. Playing in the 4th tier of Norwegian football. So that's the active league. So our scouts can monitor them through actual matches. ongoing again, and again it's even Larson who's doing that. So, like I said, they seem to be rotating through that quite well, and it's been going good, to be honest with you. Now, I would say one of the only issues we've got at the minute, and this is again due to financial side of things, is we are out of money. We have minus 5,000 in terms of scouting budget, and we can't even that out, unfortunately, which means we don't have any money for scouting for the rest of the season. So this has become obsolete at this point. But what I want to do is show you what we've been doing throughout this season, and this is how we've been scouting. These are players we found there is some good talent in here. Again, 19 years old, looks okay. We got a right back, right midfielder, striker here. He can play multiple positions aged 18, so again, someone who maybe we can look at picking up, who could come in and offer some depth to the squad. But moving on to the transfer we've made, you can see we do have a player going now. We're going to talk about that in a second. But we've brought in John Berisha. Now, the name Berisha are obviously players who have played for the club before. This guy joins us from Asane, and he looks insanely good. Now, my scouts predict he could be a top flight player. Now, yes, my scouts aren't the best, but they are offering me that first assessment. And he was really good. Now, I tried to sign when he was with them because he didn't have a contract. He was just playing for the club, but he wanted £500 a week. But quite quickly after that, he was actually released by the club, so he was a complete free agent. I brought him in on trial for 4 weeks, and at the end of that trial, he agreed a £200 a week contract on a 2.5-year deal as well, which is nice because aged 18, he looks really talented. I think he could be with us for many, many years, which I think a lot of these players will be, which is just great to see. He has played one game coming off the bench, and he did pick up an assist in that game as well, which was great to see. I do just want to quickly point out that I've dropped a few players down from our B team. We had a couple of really talented people who were currently playing in our B team. This Morten Fiskerstrand and also this young Bosnian stroke Norwegian central midfielder. Both these are in our B team. Now, because our B team isn't playing in the league, for some reason, our under-19 team weren't using these players in competitive matches. So I've dropped them down into that team, and now they are getting used, and it just adds a bit more quality. The same with Henrik Erdal. Again, wasn't getting used, but is a lot better of a keeper than the other ones in the under-19. So I've dropped him down to play some football for the under-19, and it has started to help us. We've only lost 2 games all season now, 27 points, 13 games played. We're looking solid. We're not going to win the league. We're not going to go up, I don't think, but we're looking good. We're developing, and we're just ready for that next intake now, aren't we? Now, we do have the top goal scorer in the league at the minute, which is Franco Turnstrand, who is Norwegian stroke Swedish. He doesn't look like he's going to develop into anything nice, but for now it's nice to see that we have a player who's topping the stats. Now let's point out the player who is leaving us. Merland has agreed a deal to go to Brann at the end of the season. I don't blame him stepping up to Brann. He's going to get paid pretty much double what we are paying him as well. So we do wish him well, but that does mean he's not first choice in the team anymore. People who've said they potentially will leave at the end of the season, okay, you will keep playing. Hopefully I can convince you to stay. But players who have already agreed to go to another club, that's a different story. So he has been dropped, and our youngster Jonas Jørgensen has come in, and he will be the starting central defender for the rest of this season. So aged only 17, he has that chance to properly step up. Now I have changed my view. I'm using the SAS View squad, which is in the skin, available to use, and it has everything I need, I think. EU nationality, I'm not that fussed about that. So all you do is just click remove this column, and that fixes that. And then right click again, auto size all columns, tidies it up. But I think it's a skin which it does what we need. It has the position, has the nationality, which I like to see. I can adjust what training the players are currently on. So for example, Mikkelsen, I can go in and get him training more as a winger and just improve his attributes in that. I can see the likes of determination, work rate, teamwork, concentration, decisions and composure. I can see his morale, appearances, goals, assists, minutes played, so I can say, okay, who isn't really featuring in our team, who's maybe on a high wage, who we can move on, who's playing the most, which is our captain Chris. Man of the matches I can see, so Volas has 3, Larson, Midskogen and Slaveland all have 2. I can see average rating and training rating. Let's see who is the best trainer at the squad, at the team. Ability, potential, wage, expiry. So I can say, okay, all of these players' contracts are running out at the end of the season. I haven't renewed them yet. I'm waiting to see what division we're going to be in. Transfer value, is there anyone we can maybe move on? And overall risk for the next fixture. So defensive midfielder Seth has a high injury risk in this game coming up. Now the only thing I would point out is our backup is Strangerland. He is normally the main choice, but he's recovering from an injury. He has increased injury risk. I think I would rather play the 18-year-old Sether than Strangerland, who is recovering from injury. Okay, so I think I've rambled on enough. The only last thing to look at is the fixtures since you were last with us. So you were with us for this cup game. So since that cup game, we ended up going into the next game with a lack of confidence, I think. But the players stepped up in the second half. First half was very poor against Fleckerby. And we got the 1-0 victory, Volas on the score sheet. We then played Ern Horton, who are bottom of the league, and we beat them. Dalby, Dresdal with his first goal for us, and Hoyseth on the score sheet. Then Bratvorg, Slaveland, Hoyseth and Mikkelsen scored. And then 3 draws in a row. Vad, Horgerson, Mikkelsen picking up both goals in that game. Traff, which saw Larson scoring a red card for South, our youngster. Lynn away from home and 0-0. That, not too disappointed about that. 0-0 away to Lynn is not the worst result in the world. We then played Valerenga at home and got 1-0 victory from the penalty spot. Hoyseth scoring there. And then we ended the first half of the season before the summer break with a 6-2 victory over Shelseth. And Larson picked up a hat-trick, Volas, Madsen and Slaveland on the score sheet again. And then we've just played local side Freyland in a pre-season friendly, mid-season friendly, before we go into the run-in for the rest of the season and we stand against Framlavik today. So we are top of the league with 5 points clear. 1-9, drew 4, lost 1 game so far this season, with Lynn chasing us down. It's like real life, but a little bit tighter. A little bit tighter in real life, not here. We 5 points clear. It would be nice if we can just keep going and secure promotion. Season 1 would be insane. Honestly, I was thinking 5th, 6th, season 1. Develop the team, see if we can push on. If we can get to that second tier in season 1, is our team built for the second tier? Not a chance in hell, but we can see how we can do. Now, in terms of average wins, I just want to point out that Stian Mikkelsen, who I said I was very disappointed with how his attributes look in Football Manager, turns out he's an absolute baller in Football Manager. If we go on to his stats, and 6 starts, 5 sub-appearances, 4 goals, 2 assists. Doesn't look the best, but 19 key passes, 12.94 sprints per 90 minutes. 1 man of the match game, by the way. Expected goals of 2.08. He has 4. He's created 7 chances, by the way. He's getting 40% of his shots on target. In terms of assists, his expected was 2.59 assists. He's got 2. So a little bit under that. 7 crosses completed, 18%. Is still high. 18% is a decent amount done there. But he's just playing really well. At average rating of 7.35. He's honestly looking like a very, very good player for us. So today's team we're going to put out is Sherstein in goal, who has been injured for the whole of the mid-season. Fania right back, who has just cemented that as his spot. He is now our first choice right back in season 1. Jurgensen, Midskogen and Madsen. Midskogen I would like to try to get on a new contract for next season. Sather in defensive mid, Slaveland, Larson, Mikkelsen, Hoyseth and Volas as our striker. And then we do have Berisha, obviously, as an option to bring off the bench. Still, I want to bed him in slowly. He's still only 18 years old. And Dalby is currently injured. He's out for another 5 days to 2 weeks after pulled knee ligaments. He has 5 goals in 12, so he is probably still our first choice striker, with Volas having 3 in 13. So it's looking like it's going to be a 4-5-1 versus a 4-5-1. Players are coming out, getting ready to get this game underway. We have now a little huddle here. Bit of a hop around. Jump, jump, jump around. First chance of the game with 26 minutes in, a free kick to the back post is headed over, but it's been a very, very quiet start to the game. We are just going to fire them up. It's been 3 shots to 1. We've had 56% possession, so we are trying to dominate the game, but it's been a tight game so far. Just looking at our passing network and theirs, they are looking like they're trying to play out from their left centre-back a little bit more. That's number 4. So I'm just wondering if we go into the tactics side of things, they are trying to play out through him. So let's go to Volas. I want him to mark a specific player. And that would be... Can we go in and just check who number 4 is? Number 4 is Korovic. Okay, so we go back to our squad. Volas. We're just going to ask you to mark him, because it might just stop them with their outlet ball, and just see if we can get on them in the second half with that adjustment. Hands on hips. We need to be better in front of goal. Just create more chances. Get on the ball a bit more. We have a corner though, early on. Comes in front post corner. It's headed on. Oh, we hit the bar. And then Volas at the back post just puts it over. We are just moving it up to attacking, just to try to see if we can unlock the door here. But it's been a very, very quiet game. Not much happening. I think with 23 minutes left, we're going to bring on Berisha. And I think we're going to bring on Knapskog in centre mid for Larson. And Fanny's going to come off. He's on a yellow for Stollerson. And I think we'll take off Madsen for Williams as well. So it's just bringing on fresh legs at both wing-back position again, which I do like to do. It does keep the players a bit fresher and does mean that they can't counter us down the flanks as easily. Right, Slaveland. Ball in now, back post. Mid-Skogan with header. Oh, it's inside of the post and back out. That's a couple of opportunities now which on another day would have gone in the back of the net. There's 10 minutes to go. So we are just going to stop passing it around as much and go a bit more direct. And we are just going to demand more. That's the first aggressive shout at the team. Right, Jurgensen goes inside. He's lost it. Our young central defender. Good save by the keeper. Almost costing us there. That is the issue when you're playing youngsters at the back. They can make them kind of mistakes. Framlavik with the corner. Corner comes in. Do we get it away? Berisha heads it up, but not away. Come on, win it back. Ball out. It's out. They're in a good position. They put it in. It's Framlavik 1, Eggerson's 0. Okay, let's go super attacking for the last, 9 minutes? Disappointing. Disappointing. Another corner for them, by the way. You would think they would have to sit back now, but they really are pushing on us. There's absolutely nothing happening. It's a disappointing performance from us. Maybe after a long summer break, the players just haven't woke up again. But I'm not happy about that. It was a home game. It was against a team who's battling for promotion with us. This moves them up into second place. We should be disappointed. We should be ashamed. We should be embarrassed. I've been Paul. Arsenal's the Northman. We can't win them all. I'll see you next time.